Historical black colleges and universities are widely known for their wonderful marching band and amazing dancers. Schools have overwhelmingly been able to accept young women on these college majorette and auxiliary teams. But when it comes to young men at HBCUs, they are extremely limited to co-ed teams. Studies show that at most HBCUs, the only co-ed team provided by the universities are cheerleading teams. Dance has become something that helps express emotion through any style of dance. As culture starts to modernize, some people have started to become closed-minded and judgmental because of the different forms of dance that are mainly female-dominated. Through the art form of dance in the majorette world, it has been very acceptable for young girls and young women to perform the majorette style, but it has not been acceptable for young boys or young men to perform this style of dance, which could cause much of a rift in many communities. Although in today's society, people have started to be a bit more embracing towards men that dance in the majorette style, but it is still pretty taboo. Let's discover the world of men in majorette and the hardships on being a male coach, the stereotypes of being a male dancer, and understand how men and women feel about people attaching a gender to specific dance styles.
I am Dexter Brown. I am a former twirler for Jackson State University. I was the head twirler for the Dynamic Twirling Sensations for a total of 3.5 years. My music teacher in elementary school, her name was Dorothy Marshall. She introduced us to all different types of dance, band, piano, organ, all of that. A majorette is initially a baton twirler. Everything is in a sequence of 8. It's more of a group twirling member type situation versus being a featured twirler. So majorette is just, synchronized dance and baton choreography, boy or girl. My experience, I was a featured twirler. I was the head of the featured twirlers. It was 3 of us. And I was the only boy. It was very, at times it was very overwhelming because the standard, was so high for Jackson State University. I experienced some discrimination. Of course, Jackson is in the state of Mississippi, so, in my personal opinion, it's a very prejudiced state because that's where I grew up from. As you were looked at, okay, you are a twirler, so you're just supposed to twirl. Versus me, I was one of the smaller, more feminine, more petite, twirlers. So, and not only that, I was very, very, very outspoken. So I was not going to take no for an answer. I was very, very headstrong. I did not go in being passive. There were times where different band members, different alumni, different band staff felt like a different way about some of my costumes, some of my choreography. But overall, the band director, he made it very, very, very comfortable for me. And he also made sure that I was aware that I was basically a treasure of the band. So I had to, do certain things.
As time went on for majorettes that danced with batons, in 2004, twirlers were soon removed from at least 92% of HBCU marching bands.
I feel like it is an honor that I was the last boy on the team as of now. But I would love to see, other guys go out there and do it with you personally.
Even though twirlers were disbanded from majority of HBCU marching bands, teams started to only have an auxiliary team, meaning all in one team, from flags to batons to dancing in the stands and completing their jobs with a field show. Even though men were not allowed to be on these auxiliary teams, they were still inspired by teams like the Golden Girls of Alcorn State University, the Sensational Stingettes of Alabama State University, and the Dancing Dolls of Southern University. But the most influential team in the beginning were the Prancing Jakeymas of Jackson State University. Young men would come up with dance routines that showed their appreciation towards the then majorette team, and the dance style became its own style called J-setting, which is the term that homosexual males established.
Hi, my name is James Boykin. I'm a professional J-setter, and my team is called the Elite Stars of Texas. J-setting is a block style of dance dance. It's not a dance that's flowy. It's not a dance that's everywhere. It's you marking your own territory. It started off at Jackson State University, but today you can see it all across everywhere.
The style of J setting is, of course, the sequence of 8. J setting is really its own style of dance. J setting it's a set. It's not really a flow and 2 and flow. Flow is a set and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Set. You know, it's a set versus it being so just smooth.
J setting consists of pretty much the same things as you see within the women of the HBCUs. You have hair, you have makeup, you have colorful uniforms. You also have stand routines. You also have field shows. Pretty much the whole rundown. The same thing that you would see the females do. J setting can usually be seen being done at major events like at Carr or at your local nightclub. Most colleges usually don't let boys dance. It's still kind of taboo for boys to be dancing that way, and especially in front of a large crowd, it's kind of like going against what the school stands for. I feel that J setting has helped shape the culture tremendously. There are teams across the nation full of men. There are even TV shows that has populated, giving us more exposure and opened up plenty of doors for us just overall.
Being a dancer sometimes comes with wanting to instruct people on how to properly execute dance styles. Being that men are not able to be a part of these auxiliary teams, men started to coach young males and females on how to dance with the influence of HBCU dance teams. This involved many workshops and created majorette teams that are instructed by men. This helps with teams becoming more inclusive with males and females that want to be a part of something that can help them in the future.
My name is Ahmir Green, and I am the former coach for the Daughters of Classic Couture at Saul C. Johnson High School. I kind of didn't want to be a coach. I got asked to come coach from the former principal, Ms. Bernadette Oliver at Johnson. She sought me out with my former co-worker, Ms. Riley. She asked if we wanted to be a part of the dance team because she knew that we loved to dance, and she knew that if we were over the team that it would be a phenomenal team, which it was. So.
Never thought that I would be a professional majorette dance coach.
I know that as a male, I know what I can endure, and I know what I can take. So being that I am working with young women, I have to understand that they can't always go as full as I can, especially because I have been doing this for a while. So, I just have to know my limits and know how far to push them, but know that I do need to push them because I know that, they are great performers. I can definitely say that my girls did fight me the first 2 years because they wanted to buck, and I was like, I don't do that, I don't buck. So, it was just kind of like a struggle for like probably the first 2 years, because it was just like, we don't want to do this. I'm like, well, I don't really care what you want to do. Like, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to dance, and that's really it.
And most parents, they come and recognize, okay, well, this is a cute little gay man. He's going to be teaching my child. Oh, I'm so happy.
I don't deal with parents. It's in my contracts and the bylaws. From 3:30 to 5:30, no parents are in my practice. Don't come to me at the games. When your daughter is with me, your daughter's with me. You signed a contract. I don't deal with parents.
I don't feel like gender matters. Not only that, I do feel that just based on viewing it and how she performs, they tend to take a male more serious than the females. She did give me her input that she do feel like the male does make her work harder and make her feel that she can really be more than what she sets her standards to.
I feel like genders don't really matter to me, and I have passion, and if I have a male coach, it wouldn't really matter to me because gender's not really passionate about me. I just love to dance.
At the end of the day, dance doesn't have a gender to me. So as long as I'm dancing, I really don't. You can talk all you want to. That's not gonna stop me from dancing. That's gonna push me to dance even more and, you know, perform in front of people that, you know, don't want to see me dance. It's just like, you don't have no choice but to see me dance now.
All in all, men should be able to do what their heart desires. No one should be judged because of something they love to do.
Sex does not determine the type of dance that you should do. Dance is something that, you know, moves you, it's something that makes you happy. So however you feel, that is an outlet for you to express that, for you to let that out. So it does not matter if you're a boy or girl. That's just my opinion. But society has femininity versus masculinity. That's in every aspect of life. Femininity versus masculinity. The man and the woman. His roles, her roles.
I just want people to know that we are human and, you know, we want to have fun too. And, you know, just because we want to dance, we shouldn't be talked bad about. You know, we shouldn't be, you know, discriminated against, because it's just like I said, you're living your best life, why can't I live mine? And I'm a dancer. So it's like wherever I go, it doesn't matter where I am. If I'm hearing music, I'm dancing. And you cannot stop me from dancing. Like, I don't care. It's just something that's just inside of you that no one could ever take away from me, or could ever take away from a dancer, period. If you're a dancer, just dance and dance your little heart out, and don't worry about what anyone has to say. You just dance until you can't dance your little heart out no more. That's just that.
Men should be able to do what they want to do. People want equality, but when it comes to men dancing, they have negative comments to say. It's not fair. They place men into gender roles where men has to play football or play basketball to fit in. Well, that's not everyday life no more. Times have changed.